Hello beautiful people, MJ here bringing you another new video today. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, be sure to click that subscribe button. I know it's been a little bit of a while since I have given you an update on my garden that I have on my balcony. And there are several reasons as to why, and my main ones is that I've been traveling a lot the past month or so because of the holidays. And in doing so, after Thanksgiving, I had some things kind of die, which made me really sad that they didn't make it through. And I think it was just the weather was really harsh while I was gone. Because as you've seen in my previous videos, I do have that drip irrigation system that I purchased and installed. When I did get back home, I did realize that it was pretty much empty. So it either ran out of water and it was too hot, or I think there were a few cold snaps too while I was gone, while I was monitoring the weather. But I wanted to show you guys, because there are some really great and exciting things that are going on out on my balcony. And today is the first day where I will be eating something from my garden. So I want to make this video, and like I'm getting pretty hungry right now, and I was like, how cool would it be to do a kind of interactive video where I don't just update you on my garden, but I actually show you some of the stuff that I'm gonna be getting today to put with my lunch that I'm gonna make. So I'm gonna bring you out to the balcony so you can see some of the exciting new things that have changed since my last video. Okay, so right off the bat, you can tell that everything looks different. This large bed right here was not there the last time you saw this video, as well as what I've done down here. So all of this is kind of different. I apologize for the traffic, but do remember that I live on a busy street. So I'm gonna start over here, because this is what I'm most excited about, and this is what I'm going to be having in my lunch today. So these are my green beans and my peas that I have planted. And as you can see, I put them, I don't even think I'd shown you guys this. So I had transplanted them from these pots over here to this, so they could grow more, because I feel like they were getting root bound and they were just outgrowing these pots over here way too quickly. So as you can see, unfortunately some of them I did not get picked in time, so they're kind of like dying off a little bit. But as you can see though, there is a lot going on here. So I have lots of green beans, and they're all hidden back up in here as well. Like I have a lot more than it looks like, because they do hide behind the leaves and stuff a lot. But yeah, I definitely have enough for like a nice serving. It's not gonna be like lasting me for days or anything like that, but as you can see down there too, they're definitely ready to be picked. And then I do have some peas over here. I saw them earlier. Oh yeah, they're right above my hand. So I do have some peas growing as well over here. For some reason, these guys didn't take off as well as the green beans did. But I mean, they're still alive, they're growing. I think they do grow a little slower, but that was my number one exciting thing. So like I did with this new planter right here, I got this as well. So I had these, which is broccoli, as you can see. I have lots of exciting stuff beginning to grow, but I had these in one of those white planters as well, and they were just outgrowing them. And so I moved them over to this side of the raised bed, and all of them actually have things growing. So like you can see it there, there's another one right there, and then over here, there's one right there as well. So that's really exciting that they're taking off. This was the disappointing part. So the one thing that I had growing in these as well, and it was actually the one thing that was thriving the most, ended up dying. And you can see there's one, like, oh, poor cucumber, not gonna make it. But this is the thing that I was trying to grow off season in Austin because it doesn't really get too cold here. So this is something that you typically grow like late spring through the summertime. But I was like really trying to grow it out of season, and I had some squash starting to grow and everything. And I came home, and in all my previous videos, this is what was doing the best. But as you can see, it's not, that's not the case anymore. However, it is trying to come back. It's making a comeback, slow but steady, slowly but surely. So there is still life in it. It's just gonna take a little bit of time to come back. And it feels amazing weather-wise out here. So we got some new growth right here, and then there's that's doing really well over here. So they're still hanging on. And then another exciting thing is this guy right here. So if you remember, I planted some seeds in these. These are still kind of germinating, but my avocado pit has sprung open and it is actually growing, and that was the one I was actually most excited about. So that makes me super happy that I could potentially grow an avocado tree. So moving over here, I'm not going to tell you what is in this bed still because I feel like they're still germinating some. Hopefully we'll get some sprouts coming up soon with this. If not, then I'll kind of tell you what I failed at trying to grow, but I'm just going to hang on for these for a little bit. So over here, these guys are still doing very well as well. So I've not had any issues with these growing. So I have cabbage right here, and actually what I ended up doing, because whenever I left, that's what these holes are. I put a lot of glass bottles in all of these to keep them alive, and found that that actually worked better than the drip irrigation system that I spent money on. So I'm not going to use that anymore. But whenever I was putting the glass bottles, I needed more room in this bed. So what I did was I took out 3 cabbage plants and put them down here. So I have 3 separate ones in these little white pots. Still don't have anything on these either growing, but decided to separate that so I could have a little bit more room in that bed because these things are outgrowing it so quickly. And then my carrots are thriving. And by the way, I haven't even like shared what I'm growing necessarily yet. So this is kind of like a reveal video as well as I'm telling you about some of these things. So I hope that you guys are enjoying getting to know what I chose to grow on my balcony for this season. And so I'm just gonna get back to the video now. Okay, so as I was talking about, the cabbages are doing well, but the carrots are also doing really well that I have over here. I mean, they are doing perfectly fine. We're having no issues growing in this bed. What I have right here are Brussels sprouts. So my Brussels sprouts are doing extremely well, growing really well. Don't have any buds that I've noticed yet. I don't remember how long it takes for them to go, but I know it takes a little while. So I have those going. And then over here, right on the edge, these little guys sticking up right here are garlic. So if you remember, put some garlic in the bed and it took root, and these guys are really taking off really well too. So lots of things growing and doing really well. These are the only things that kind of didn't do well, but I was expecting them to not do well. I was just really trying to pull for them to grow out of season. So, and I mean, they're still hanging on. Like, they got some new growth coming in and everything. So I love this bed too. If you're wondering what this thing is, it kind of tells me how much water. So there's a pretty good bit of water in the bottom. There's like a little base in the bottom of this, and you can pull this plug and it releases all the extra water. So that way when the roots come down to the base, it will stay well watered. while, like for instance, while I'm gone. And that's why these have done so well, because they have the same thing in the bottom where it's like a little well for like an inch or two where the extra water goes, and it just kind of stagnates in there, and then the roots can always access the water. So that's why I opted to put these in this big raised bed, because these were doing so well and I wanted them to thrive even more, but then that happened. But this happened before I transplanted them into here, so I really feel like if they were already in here in the first place, then they would have survived. And that's kind of what pushed me to get this too, after seeing how well they were doing. And then I came home like literally 5 days later and they were just gone. And so I was like, I don't want that to ever happen again to my other plants. So that is an update for you guys. I know it was kind of lengthy, but like I said, I haven't really done a garden update in a long time, because I was doing them weekly, but at the same time that was also when I first planted, so there's always a lot of new growth and exciting things happening, but they kind of, you know, plateau after a certain amount of growth, so there wasn't much to show you. So I figured I'd wait until I had a lot of like produce and things actually growing to show you whenever I get to actually taste the food that I have in my garden. So I'm gonna get to picking some of these green beans and then get inside and cook them up. Okay, you guys, so I have to say, like right off the bat, you can easily tell that these are not store-bought. You can definitely tell that these are not commercially grown just because of the shape and the sizes being so different. Typically, whenever you buy the like bundles of green beans, I'm not talking about frozen green beans, I mean fresh green beans from the store. They don't look like this. Like, these are definitely like lighter colored, they're bigger, and the shapes are not as uniform, and I know that that's a big deal like in any type of grocery market, is for things to look really nice, and they don't like to sell produce that doesn't look nice and uniform, but you can easily tell that these are homegrown. I am like super excited to eat these with my lunch that I'm gonna make. I cannot tell you like how rewarding it is and like how it feels to actually like grow your own food. It just brings a whole new meaning to it, and it really makes a difference because it's like you grew it. Like, you're just even more excited to eat it whenever you put the work into growing it yourself. So it's just like a really super rewarding thing, and I really encourage all of you out there to do something along these lines. It doesn't matter where you live, where you are, you can always just grow something, and it doesn't even have to be several different things. I could easily grow like 2 things out on my balcony, use all of those raised beds and pots and things to grow 2 things. That way I could have a larger quantity of each, which honestly might be smarter to do in the long run. I just kind of wanted to, you know, do the kitchen sink and see what worked and what didn't. But moving forward, I do think it'll be smarter to utilize the space a little bit better and maybe just grow 2 or 3 crops since I have very limited space. So this is literally going to, you know, I consider this 1 serving. It could be 2 servings depending on how much you like to eat. But, you know, it's not super sustainable for like becoming the only thing I eat, and I didn't intend for it to be. But you know, it's nice to substitute here and there. So this is something that I'm getting with my meal that I did not have to pay for to get. It is an investment up front though. Any type of project is always an investment up front. So you slowly reap the benefits and the rewards and all of that good stuff as you continue to do it. So, you know, I'm still in the hole, but you know, it's really nice to just grow your own food, and it just feels like you accomplished something whenever it's especially something that's good for your body to eat and to nourish it. So I'm gonna get these put up and I'll let you know how they taste. So I just have my avocado oil. I had it heating up a little bit, and then I just put like garlic, salt. I'll sometimes put coriander and then pepper, and that's pretty much it. I'm pretty basic. Sometimes I'll put a little like cayenne or paprika to make them spicy, but yeah, pretty much garlic, salt, pepper are the main things that I always include on my green beans. Okay, you guys, so I am about to do my first taste of it so I can get to cooking the rest of my meal, but I am going to try this, and I wanted to get it on camera because I'm a big nerd like that. There's really just no comparison. I swear these taste better than the ones you get at the grocery store. And the nice thing, you don't have to worry about organic versus non-organic or anything like that. I didn't put pesticides on it, grew it myself. Literally, it was just from water and soil. So I don't have to worry about anything bad being on it necessarily. And man, it tastes so fresh. It tastes so good. I cannot explain it. You just have to try it. Try to grow something this year. You know, it's the new year. You still got to make some resolutions. Make this one of them. Just challenge yourself to do something you've never done before. Let it be something that helps with your health, as opposed to, you know, buying canned green beans, which is full of preservatives, sodium, all sorts of stuff like that, which you don't want. And I mean, whenever I buy the fresh bundles of green beans at the store, they don't taste as great as that. Like, no words, I just hit myself in the face. But no words to explain it. There's no comparison. I'm gonna get to cooking, and then I'm gonna gobble all these guys up for lunch. And so I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I know it's been a while since I've done a garden update, and I got some nice feedback from my last garden video. So some of you I know really enjoy those videos. I hope you hadn't unsubscribed since my last one, because I've been posting a lot of other videos. But always stay tuned, because I'm going to be posting videos about lots of different things. So make sure you click that subscribe button and that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye.